Let's start. Okay, so I would like to start by saying thank you for taking the time to participate in this interview with me today. I really do appreciate your help with this, despite your busy schedule. So I will try to keep this interview in less than an hour, and I hope that we can have an interesting and engaging conversation with this.
Sounds
Have you
good.
ever done a user interview before?
No.
No? Okay, cool. So it's going to be very interesting. Mhm. So a little information about us. Okay, we have a recipe website that has a generous amount of traffic, and
Okay.
we are trying to build a delivery service around it. What we're trying to figure it out is that we would like to know how a busy person or someone with a family might use a grocery delivery service and then build a product that caters to that specific need.
Okay.
Okay. So lastly, before we start, I just want to reassure you that like your opinion like matters. So you're completely free to like answer these questions based on your own personal experience. There are really no right or wrong way to answer these questions, and like don't feel the need to answer it in any particular way.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any question before we start?
Nope.
Okay. Could you please start by introducing yourself and what you do for a living?
Yeah, my name is Rob Stubman. I am 42 years old. I have a wife, an almost 6-year old, and a very anxious dog. I'm part of a restaurant group called the Burgundy Lion Group, and I run and operate two of their five restaurants.
Okay. So you're very busy.
Yes, I think so.
What what is a typical day for you when it comes to like managing work and responsibilities at home?
Typical day is pretty much I'm usually the first one up. I kind of get the dog up, um, get my kid up, make her coffee, kind of get help with my wife get them ready for the day and stuff like that. Usually I'll wake up around 6 o'clock ish, and we're out the door by about 7:15, 7:20. Bringing my kid to work, kid to school, getting his finishing his lunch if it isn't already done. Um, Taking care of whatever else has to be done in the morning, and then we're off. Usually drop off my kid around 7:30, and if I am bringing my wife to work, it's usually by 8 o'clock or so. I'll usually head to one of the restaurants first, for a few hours, depending on what's going on that day. Can be there for anywhere up from 2 to 4 hours, and then I'll usually head to the other restaurant for the rest of the day, usually till about 4, 5 o'clock, unless there's some other things going on that evening, and kind of doing the reverse on the way back. Pick up my wife, pick up my kid, we come back home, we play, we chat, we get ready for dinner, usually start making lunch or for my kid for the next day, and dinner at the same time. We have dinner, we play for a little bit, do bedtime, walk the dog, and then if I can, relax or go to bed or do some more work.
Okay. And what is your wife's name?
Jen.
Jen. And does Jen work?
She does, yeah. She is
Okay.
a store manager for a Lululemon in Montreal.
Mhm. And does she work full time?
Yeah, she works. She's off usually Fridays and Saturdays, so she always works one weekend day. So it's usually like a Sunday to Thursday kind of thing, where I'm usually a Monday to Friday, and if we have events and stuff going on in one of the restaurants, I might work on weekends as well.
Okay. And how often do you cook for your family during the week?
Um, I would say probably 4 to 5 nights a week. The rest of the time is usually ordering in or going out.
And like the 4 or 5 nights, usually on weekdays, or it kind of spreads out during the
It
week?
spreads out. It's usually like usually let's say Friday, Saturday, Sunday, one of those nights we'll order in, and probably like a Tuesday, Wednesday we'll order in as well. It kind of breaks up the week a little bit, gives us
Okay.
a little bit of a break, but the rest of the time we're cooking
Okay. No,
myself.
that's really good. I mean, you guys, that's actually a lot for a busy schedule like yours.
Yeah, I mean, like it's important for me. It's important for both of us, for Jen and I, to make our own dinner.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's super busy and like, have we ordered in 4 times a week, 5 times a week before? Yeah, it's happened, but it doesn't happen very often. But like, I like cooking. I like it when my kid sees me cooking or sees us cooking. I like it when he eats the food that I make. Makes me feel good. So yeah,
Cool. What are some of the challenges when it comes to meal preparation with a busy schedule like that?
it's just what to make and the time to make it. Usually it's deciding what we're having for dinner. I'm not the
Mhm.
type of person that can plan my meals 5, 6 days in advance.
Mhm.
It's more of a, sometimes I'll know. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, I know I have like tonight we had hot dogs for dinner, right? We had hot dogs, we had steamed carrots, we had leftover
I love
salad
it.
from last night and strawberries and apples. But like I knew that I was going to do hot dogs because I had gotten groceries the day before and I purposely put hot dogs on there to have it, one week because it's an easy thing. I know my kid's going to eat it. I know we're going to eat it. So, and why not? But that's it. It's like, I don't, sometimes I'll open the fridge and I'll have no idea what I'm going to make that day.
Yeah. Is your fridge like usually full or?
It's usually full like at one point during the week. Yes.
Mhm. Okay.
So I try to do groceries once a week. We do also do have, like I do groceries once a week where I'll go to the grocery store or in the case of yesterday, have it delivered. And we also get, we use a service Lufa where they deliver every Tuesday a basket that my mother-in-law lives downstairs from me. So we split it. So like we both have the same account. She puts some things on there. I put some things on there. It's usually like a lot of produce, some fruit, bread, milk, cheese, eggs, and like they have some prepared meals and some other stuff. Like they've got like a few hundred items on their website that you could throw into your basket and it gets delivered every Tuesday afternoon.
Oh, okay.
So there's some things where I will always get it from them. And
Mhm.
then there's a lot of stuff they don't have,
Okay.
like they're not gonna,
Um,
yeah,
do they
go ahead.
let you choose like what how the ordering process is like? Do they let you choose the meal kit first or do you usually choose the ingredients first?
So it's not a meal kit.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a, can I use like names of other companies
Of
on here?
course. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not like a HelloFresh or a Good Food.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally just like I can get eggs, I can get milk, I can get lettuce, tomato. They have greenhouses across Montreal and outside of
Mm-hmm.
Montreal. So they
Yep, I
grow
know
a
about
lot
that.
of their own vegetables.
Yeah.
So we get lettuce from them. I got tomatoes, cucumbers, they do peppers. They, in right now they're doing a lot of apples and stuff. Soon they'll do oranges because they're in season. They do a lot of like deli meats, charcuterie and stuff like that. A lot of it is organic or very good quality.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I can do like they have like 25 different kinds of like cheeses to choose from. They work with a couple of bakeries in Montreal. So it's like, other than the fruits, like the vegetables that they do themselves, so they'll work with a bunch of other suppliers in Montreal to get other things. And
And we
so pretty much every Saturday around 11, 11:15, the marketplace opens. So they give you like your basket already has like anywhere from 10 to 15 items already in it. You can take them out, but there has to be a minimum amount. So you have to spend at least $25 to have it. But
Mhm.
as long as you have $25 worth of stuff, that's okay. And usually between my milk, my eggs, my bread, and whatever fruit they have available, I've already hit that. So then
Mhm.
I just add on like the other things that seem interesting to me or that I know that I need in the house. Like I
Okay.
get my salt from them, I get my spices from them, I'll get oil from them sometimes. And yeah. And then I get the delivery. I have till Tuesday or Monday night at midnight, and then it gets delivered Tuesday, usually anywhere between like 10 a.m. and 8 p.m.
Um, would you say that you order the most from Luda Farms compared to like HelloFresh and the other grocery
Yeah,
delivery
I
service?
don't use HelloFresh or Good Food anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I use Loofah and I go grocery shopping.
Okay.
So I think we started with, I've used HelloFresh twice and Good Food once, or the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
They were good. They were fine. It was nice to not have to think about it, like it seemed the kind of thing like I would have to place my order by, let's say, Tuesday to get the delivery on Thursday or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was nice to not have to think about what to make for dinner and to have all the ingredients and stuff. And it was good because we were lazy
Mm-hmm.
and it was convenient.
Mm-hmm.
But then I just kind of got bored of it. I was like, it's the same things over again. Having a background in cooking, I would often not follow their recipes. I would, I would make the same dish, but maybe not use everything that they gave or add a couple of things to it because I had them and I knew how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they were expensive. And then going back to me saying like I'm not the kind of person that can plan my meals in advance. Let's say I would choose 3 or 4 meals from one of them. By the time it came to me actually wanting like having to cook them, I wasn't in the mood for them anymore.
Gotcha.
So like on Saturday, I was like, sure, I'll get the spaghetti, the tacos, and the stir fry. And then I would be like, I don't really want this anymore.
That's very interesting. Yeah.
So I would eat whatever, like I would do the first 2 days, and then we would probably take a break from one of them on one of the days. And then I would be like, well, I have no choice. I have to cook it. Otherwise it's going to go bad or I have to throw it out. So
Mm-hmm.
we kind of stopped and then we started with again, and the same thing happened.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so it sounds like you, I mean, with a cooking background, you would prefer to just have the grocery done and then
Yeah.
cook,
Yeah.
like saves time.
Yeah. But like now that my kid just started kindergarten a few weeks ago, and now I'm making his lunches. Now I do find that I have to plan more.
Okay.
No, I know what he likes, I know what he doesn't like. So I need to make sure that I have those things on hand
Mm-hmm.
so that I can make him like a sandwich, have fruit for him, have a snack, like 2 snacks for him, have whatever cheese or whatever other vegetables that I know he will eat and
Mm-hmm.
still also kind of make it exciting for him.
Mm-hmm.
So now I have to plan more than I was before, but I have had a couple of days where I'm like, shit, I don't have really much for him, so I kind of had to
Mm-hmm.
figure it out, and it usually works out. So
Yeah. Sorry, can you clarify again? Lula Farm doesn't give you a meal recipe, they just give you the produce.
so they're not, yeah, they're not they're essentially they're like a grocery store,
Yeah.
but they're let's say a marketplace, an online marketplace that represent themselves because they grow a lot of their own vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have like 3 or 4 giant rooftop greenhouses in and around Montreal,
Yeah.
but then they also represent dairy farms, bakeries, local restaurants or prepared meal places. So like I can get like chicken pot pie from them from somebody that makes chicken pot pie in Montreal and tortilla and meat pies and all kinds of stuff. They did start recently, I would say 6 months ago, 8 months ago, doing meal kits in the sense that if you go on their website and you choose like a shepherd's pie, it'll automatically add all of the ingredients into your basket
Mm-hmm.
and they'll give you a recipe for it.
Gotcha.
It might be online, the recipe. I don't know if they give you a printed card. You can do stuff like that.
Okay. And like, how important is that to you? That like they get that their produce is like grown locally, and they're like, they have businesses that's in their network and stuff.
I think it's great. I think it's a wonderful idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like the majority of the stuff they get is all from Montreal or Quebec.
Mm-hmm.
Fruit is a different story. Like obviously when apples are in season, yes, but strawberries are from Quebec because they'll be greenhouse strawberries or fresh strawberries when it's in season and stuff like that. But a lot of the times, like their bananas, their mangoes, their pear, like other things that they're not from here, which is okay. Like I get it, you still want to offer that kind of thing. So some people will get it.
Mhm.
But yeah, if like I could support more local, that's great. But honestly, if the quality's not good, I'm not gonna buy it.
Have you ever had an experience when it comes to quality
Oh
that
yeah,
didn't meet your standards? What was
yes.
it?
Often the eggs are broken. Um, Peaches recently, they've been delicious, but often some of them are already bruised. Has a lot to do with the packing of it. Um, Sometimes they're packed well, the baskets. Sometimes they're not at all. Um, there can be items that are missing or mistakes that happen, but it's still a good enough service that I continue to use it. I've been using Loofah for 4 years.
Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah, and get it every week.
And what's the ordering process is like?
It's super easy. It's online. They have a great website. They've actually just recently updated. I would say over like the last 6 months, they updated it. It's much faster.
Hmm.
You get nice pictures, nice descriptions of everything if you want. You can leave reviews. You can read reviews from people,
Hmm.
um, and you just like it's a picture of let's say a basket of peaches, and it's at 0, and you click plus, and you add it into your basket, and that's it.
Okay. And so the basket comes once a week.
Yeah.
Is do they let you order, like for example, if you need emergency eggs,
Yeah.
can
So
you
they
order
will.
emergency thing?
You mean like adding on another basket during the week?
No, I'm talking in terms of like, let's say you needed something that would need to be delivered tomorrow. Would they deliver something the next day?
They won't do it like that. No, they would do it. You would have to add on another basket for that week,
Hmm.
and you would have to check to see what the availability would be. Like I have had, let's say my day is Tuesday. It has been Tuesday the whole time. I can add another basket on for potentially Thursday or Friday, but I still have to meet like the minimum amount for that basket. So I
Okay.
couldn't just put eggs because I ran out of eggs.
Hmm.
I would have to put like enough for at least $25 and then wait for that day to come for them to deliver it.
Okay. And are you the one that usually will make the basket, or do you usually make decision with Jen and
I would say 90% of the time it's myself that does it.
Mhm.
But she will say like, "Oh, can you make sure to order this because we're out of this?"
Okay.
Like we get oatmeal from them for my kid for breakfast, so she'll usually be like, "We just need more banana chocolate oatmeal for Theo,"
Mhm.
or "We need more snacks," or "Can you look for this or that," kind of thing. Like I don't think she really goes into it much and plays around with it. It's usually
Mhm.
myself and my mother-in-law downstairs who take care of it for well, I take care of it for us and my mother-in-law takes care of it for herself. So, but it all
Okay.
comes in the same delivery.
Okay, gotcha. In this like particular context, like, do you think ordering grocery online kind of takes away the enjoyment a little bit from like actual grocery in person?
Yeah, I love grocery shopping.
Hmm.
I think it's a lot of fun and it can also help prep or help meal prep because if you're
Hmm.
going in not like obviously I have a list and I add stuff on my list and throughout the week. And if I know like, oh, I'm looking for something for dinner for like tomorrow night, the next night I'll walk around.
Hmm.
I'll see what's there, see what's new, see what's in season and stuff. I mean, I already
Hmm.
kind of know, but I do like grocery shopping, but ordering it online is so convenient and just easy.
I got you.
Like I made a decent size order for yesterday because I knew
Hmm.
I wasn't gonna have time.
Gotcha. And that basket is gonna come next week.
My loofah basket came today.
Okay.
But I got an IGA delivery yesterday for a bunch of other things
Hmm.
because I knew I didn't have much for in terms of our dinner and Theo's lunches for the week.
Okay. Okay, I just want to go back to like recipes a little bit.
Mhm.
I know you said that loofah doesn't give you the recipes, do you have your own recipe when it comes to cooking meal, or is there a certain website that you go and find your recipes?
Um, I would say I don't really use recipes very often.
Mhm,
If I'm doing a new dish, yes, probably because I found it online or saw
mhm,
it on Instagram and then Google it to try and find it, or if they provided the recipe.
mhm,
Baking is a different story. Baking, I have a lot, especially my wife who bakes a lot. We have recipes for baking.
mhm.
Um, but as far as like for dinners and lunches, I will look for something online if I need it or just make it up.
Okay, got you. Um, can you tell me a little bit about the price range that you are comfortable with paying for right now when it comes to using Loofah? What is the price range? Does it exceed your budget when you go grocery in person?
Like, is loofah more expensive than if I go to grocery shopping?
Mhm,
I'm gonna say it's pretty on par
mhm,
because like I'm trying to think of the things that I get all the time. So like milk is very like we go through easily go through 4 liters of milk a week.
mhm.
We make a lot of coffee, and I think the milk that we're can I check to see how much the milk is on loofah?
Yeah, of course. I think
So
milk prices are the same in all.
I think milk prices are relatively the same.
Mhm,
Um, bread as well. It's usually anywhere from like $4 to $6 for the bread. Milk is usually around, well, let me tell you in a second. I would say it's pretty on par. Eggs, it's very similar.
mhm,
Yeah, milk is 5.50. It's not, I think it's for 2 liters of milk in the store,
mhm.
that's pretty on par. Bread, same thing. It's usually around $5. Eggs, eggs are a little bit tricky, but usually they're anywhere from like $8 to $10 for eggs.
Mhm.
Usually the eggs that they provide on Loofah are organic or free range or free
Mhm.
run or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So those could be a little bit more expensive. Fruit, I would say the same thing. The vegetables are actually probably cheaper, if anything, because they grow
Okay.
them themselves.
Mhm.
Um, it's when it comes to like the prepared meal stuff. So if I were to buy like a lasagna from Loofah,
Yeah.
that's where it would be expensive. That's where it could be anywhere of like to feed a family of four, it could be $28 to $32.
Mhm.
If I were to get a chicken pot pie, it could be $18 to $22, kind of thing like that. But I know that this pot pie was made by like a small independent place as opposed to like going and getting St. Hubert's chicken pot pie in the grocery store that costs like $9
Mhm.
because it's mass produced. So there's no delivery charge for loofah. Um, so yeah, I think it's pretty on par with actual grocery shopping.
And you're paying for a membership?
No, it's free.
The membership is free for Loofah?
Mhm.
It's just the grocery that costs money?
Yep.
I
Hold
mean,
on.
it sounds
Let
like
me
there's a,
confirm that.
yeah.
There's no delivery fee. I'm sorry, there's no membership fee, but maybe there is an actual like a delivery charge. No.
They actually do have a delivery charge if you need something for emergency. I checked.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Um, okay, so
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. It's $6 delivery. That's it.
aside from, obviously supporting like local goods, the convenience of it, what can you just like give me all the benefits that made you trust them so much that you decide to use them for 4 years
Um,
compared to like any other, service?
I mean, like obviously it's very convenient. You know, I always look forward to getting the text message or the email on Saturday mornings when the marketplace opens. And sometimes it's kind of fun because, you know, especially in like strawberry season, because sometimes they have really good strawberries. They always have really good peaches. They work with like 2 or 3 farms in Ontario, and it's great. And sometimes you got to really rush to get in there before it sells out, because if you wait a day, there's no
Already have a
peaches.
quantity.
Yeah. So like, between um my family and my mother-in-law, we can easily go through like 2 to 3 baskets of peaches in a week. So we try to get in there. It's kind of fun. It is a little competitive sometimes just to make sure you get all the things that you want.
Yeah.
If I forget to order milk and I Monday try to go in and order milk and it's sold out, like that's a problem.
Do you think they did it on purpose?
Do I think they do it on purpose? Maybe. If they do, good for them. It's smart. Makes sense. It's convenient. Their service is very good. If I have an issue, it's fixed. If they charge me for something that I didn't receive, I get a refund. If like, you know, if 1 egg breaks in my 12 eggs, I'm not going to cause a stink. But if like 4 or 5 of them break, I'll let them know. They don't ask for pictures. They don't ask for proof. They're just like, okay, no problem. We'll credit you. It's fine. Overall, the quality of the products are really good. The vegetables are super fresh and delicious. The fruits we get are great. The prepared meals sometimes are good, sometimes are not good at all. You know, but that's you just take that chance. You know, we know which ones we like, we know which ones we don't like. We read the reviews. And a lot of people leave like very good reviews about things or leave comments and say like, look, we got this, but we don't like the fact we found it spicier than normal this time, or things like that. So they work with the producers and like they'll change recipes based off the feedback. So it's good. And it's easy, it's convenient. We get it, you know, sometimes I'll come home from work, the baskets will be outside. Sometimes I'll get home from work and they'll arrive like 20 minutes later. We get a text saying when it's on the way, when we're next. You can check their website and it tells you an approximate time of arrival. I like Loofah was here when I got home from work today. It was perfect. It was more or less well packed this time. Whereas my IGA delivery yesterday was supposed to be here between 5 and 6 and showed up at 8:50. No, I showed up at 7:45.
What did you order from IGA? And you can't order from
I did
Luca?
yogurt. I did some deli meats. I did a couple of frozen things.
And you can't get those items on Lufra?
No, not all. No, but I ordered ice cream bars because I like ice cream bars. So why not? I got some chips. Like Lufa has some chips, but they don't have all the kinds of chips. I ordered cantaloupe and honeydew and strawberries and grapes. No, a bunch of stuff. But Lufa doesn't have everything.
Okay.
Like I don't like Lufa's yogurt. It's not for me. It's too artisan, let's say. And like they only like my family likes rich 9% like heavy yogurt, and they don't have that. They have like 0% Greek or 2%. And I was like, that's okay, but I like fatty yogurt, you know? So
that sounds good.
Yeah.
I want to try that. Can you how easy to get in touch with customer support on Lufra?
Relatively easy. I sent an email. So last week's delivery, my mother-in-law said that she had ordered some beef from Lufa and it wasn't in the basket. So I sent them an email and I was like, just letting you know this product was missing. Next morning when I woke up, I had an email back from them saying like, we've credited your account. But it also turns out that she ended up finding the piece of beef. It was just in between the 2 ice packs and she didn't look at it. So I wrote them back saying like, you can like reverse the refund. We found the piece of meat. It's all good. And then they're just like, yeah, it's all good. Don't worry about it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is there a way for you to chat with them on the app?
No, there's no app. So it's just a website.
Okay.
And it's either you can call into customer service or send an email. 95% of the time, I just send an email. And I usually get a response back within a day.
Okay. So we have 10 minutes left. There's no problem. I just have a few more question about packaging. What do you think about the packaging that Liver Farm gives you?
Let's say any of their prepared stuff comes in its own packaging, like from the producer. So, so like
Mhm.
if I buy a pie or something, it comes in a pie box. If I buy a milk, it comes in a plastic jug and stuff, and that's great. I don't mind it. Their fruits and their vegetables that they grow themselves
Mhm.
usually come in compostable bags. They're like compostable plasticky type bags, which are great because we just reuse them. Um, they're usually very good. There's no issues with them. As far as packaging, the actual baskets themselves
Mhm.
sometimes can be really good and sometimes could be really bad.
Are you
So
talking about the box, the
yeah, so
main
if it's
box
like
that it comes in?
yeah, so usually we get two boxes. One of them has two freezer bags in it, so they're insulated bags. Each of them have an ice pack or two, and the cold stuff is fine. It's usually not a problem.
Mhm.
The frozen stuff is usually still frozen, even if they were to deliver it at, let's say, 10 a.m. and we wouldn't get back home till 5 or 6. It's relatively usually still frozen,
Mhm.
or cold, depending on what's in it. And then it's like the other stuff. So if we get like apples and raspberries and bread and a jar of honey, let's say, you would hope that they put the things that are heavy and in jars at the bottom and the eggs on top, and like the more fragile things like raspberries or strawberries on top. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes it gets just, not going to say thrown in there, but like just lightly tossed in, and like sometimes no care is given. But that doesn't happen super often.
Okay.
It's usually fine. I get it. They're probably packing hundreds of baskets every day, and it's could be labor is an issue, and finding people to do it properly. I get it.
Mhm.
And like I said, if they it, then they fix it.
Okay. And is the main basket recyclable or is it reusable?
It's reusable.
Okay. In what sense?
It's a plastic, like a heavy duty plastic bin that closes, like it latches in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They just give you the bin?
They give me the bin, they leave the bins, I empty them, I put them in the basement, and then
Mhm.
Tuesday morning before I leave, I put them outside.
For them to pick up, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They pick up when they drop, like they exchange. So they'll give me my new bins and they'll
Yeah.
take the old ones back.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add when it comes to
No,
grocery service?
I don't think so. I think that the like IGA delivery thing I only started using, let's say, since the pandemic. And I don't use it, I don't use the delivery part of it very often. I will still go out and get groceries almost once a week. But if I know that I don't have time and I just want to, our weekend is really busy with activities between kids and work and stuff,
Mhm.
then I can set up a delivery for sometime during the week just to make life a little bit easier. But I would say 90% of the time I go get groceries myself. But no, that's it.
Can I call you back?